Value is something that should never be compromised, no matter the situation or the people involved. In life, every individual carries a unique worth, defined not just by skills, talent, or resources, but also by character, integrity, and self-respect. Yet too often, people find themselves in situations where they feel the need to explain or justify their worth, whether in personal relationships, professional settings, or society at large. True strength lies in maintaining your value without seeking validation or approval from others. From an early age, society conditions people to seek approval. Children are praised for good grades, employees are rewarded for meeting expectations, and individuals in relationships often feel the need to prove their worth to their partners. While recognition is important, it should never become the foundation of one's self-worth. When people constantly explain their justifying their decisions, seeking permission to be who they are, or defending their boundaries, they unknowingly reduce their own value. The more you explain yourself, the more you give others the power to judge whether you are worth it or not. But the truth is, your value is not up for debate. It is something you determine, not something others decide. Consider a luxury brand. High-end companies like Rolex, Rolls-Royce, or Chanel never justify their prices. They do not explain why their products cost what they do. They know their worth. The same principle applies to individuals. If you continuously justify your actions, decisions, or presence, you lower your perceived value. People respect those who respect themselves. Those who know their worth walk with confidence, set their boundaries, and refuse to engage in unnecessary explanations. In professional life, employees often find themselves trying to explain their worth to employers or clients. They defend why they deserve a salary raise, why their services cost a certain amount, or why their skills are valuable. However, true professionals understand that their worth is reflected in their work, not in explanations. A highly skilled professional does not need to convince others of their talent. Their results speak for themselves. The best way to maintain value in the workplace is through performance, consistency, and confidence. The same applies to personal relationships. When someone continuously explains why they deserve respect, love, or loyalty, they are negotiating their worth. Healthy relationships do not require constant justification. A person who respects themselves will attract respect in return. When you refuse to over-explain your actions or prove your worth, you communicate strength. You set a standard that says, I know my value, and I do not need to convince you of it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to explain their decisions to those who will never understand or appreciate them. If you choose to follow your dreams, some people will question you. If you set boundaries, some will criticize you. If you demand respect, some will resist. Explaining yourself to these people is a waste of energy because they are not interested in understanding. They are interested in challenging you. The more you explain, the more they believe they have the right to judge your choices. Instead, let your actions prove your worth. When people see success, consistency, and self-respect, they realize that your value does not require justification. Silence is powerful. When you stop explaining yourself, you force people to observe and respect you. Leaders, successful individuals, and confident people have one thing in common. They do not over-explain. They do not seek permission to be who they are. They do not lower themselves to gain approval. They understand that their worth is inherent and that explaining themselves would only weaken their position. Maintaining value also means knowing when to walk away. When people do not recognize your worth, do not try to convince them. Whether in business, relationships, or friendships, never beg for appreciation. Your energy is better spent on those who already see your value rather than those who need endless explanations. A diamond does not lower its price for those who cannot afford it. Likewise, you should not lower your worth for those who do not recognize it. Never explain your cost because those who truly understand value will never question it.